These Gothic-looking ruins are not quite as old as they may appear. Why? Well, the balmy tropical weather of far north Queensland has taken its toll on the infrastructure and aged them prematurely. The planner, architect, builder, landscape architect and owner-occupier responsible for Paronella Park was one man, a hard-working Spanish cane farmer and cutter by the name of Jose Paronella. He was a man many reckon was ahead of his time. He dreamt of building a fantasy world amidst the rainforests of Mena Creek near Innisfail in the north. And he didn't rest until his dream became a reality and interested travellers started to pour through the gates. He opened this early theme park in 1935 and it boasted the North's first privately operated hydroelectric scheme. You see, Jose took advantage of the natural waterfall. He channeled water down a 20-metre pipe to turn a largest turbine, which in turn spun a heavy metal flywheel, which in turn spun an alternator, and bingo, electricity. Electricity to run lights, to make and freeze ice cream, and to show movies. He was way ahead of his time. Mark Evans owns Paronella Park now, and part of the deal was learning the Paronella story. Certainly never tired of work, eh?
No, he was a man with a vision, with a dream. He was a hard worker indeed.
I'll say. Did he ever have a plan?
Nothing that could be described as a plan.
Right.
His ideas were in his mind. In fact, one could say he had a dream.
Now, Jose had many friends, and they weren't just the wildlife who were attracted to these beautiful surrounds. Cane cutters, local farmers, churchgoers would all congregate here for the famous dance parties, the movies, and the weddings. But more importantly, they were here for the hard work when it needed doing. And I guess it was even more relevant back then that many hands made light work. Environmentally, Jose was first rate. You see, concrete ages and blends into nature. Eventually, it disappears altogether, just like the way his picnic tables disappear into the forest. I reckon this man would have made a good ranger.
He had a wonderful feel for the environment. In fact, as you move further into the park, you realise that the man has taken nature and he's blended his works with nature. They, in fact, are able to, through the moss that's growing on them, blend in with the trees, the plants, and be a part of nature and a part with nature.
And the fountain, gravity-fed?
Gravity-fed, no pumps, no electricity. The power of nature again, the power of the water from the top of the falls, forcing down and presenting something like this.
Stunning. This workaholic built above the ground and he tunnelled beneath it. Now, Mark, do you think that Jose had more than one species in mind when he built the Tunnel of Love?
Well, in fact, Jose's labour of love has produced a tunnel which brings you out into an area where, yes, there's more than just love. It's life in general. And this area here that it brings you out into, you can see the butterflies, you can hear the birds, you can see the ferns, the giant ferns, there's frogs in their abundance. There's life to its fullest in this area.
Special place.
It certainly is.
There's more falls up there. Shall we take a wander up there?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Let's go.
Who did he name these after?
He named these falls after his daughter, Teresa.
And what was he going to do with it?
Well, he had some marvellous plans. In fact, way before the time of people bottling water, Jose Paronella had decided that this was something he'd like to do, bottle Teresa Creek water.
We better drink to that.
We must.
I'd have to say that this is the best backyard I've ever been in. Now, Mark, when did he find time to plant all these trees?
Well, Jose was a man with a mission. He certainly would find time to do every piece and part of the park, including planting, what, 7,500 trees?
Incredible.
An incredible scene.
This is a great windbreak, obviously, and I take it there's farms next door, so it's a fence, a natural barrier.
It's a natural barrier. It's been formed by the spreading of the bamboo.
Now, you'd have to hope that Jose would be happy with his dreamland if he was still alive today.
He knew the right trees and building the right types of buildings, this place would endure for many years.
So Jose may be gone, but he's not forgotten.
Nowhere near forgotten.